Hey, ARESxGOD here, and it's time to talk about Spy Family. Now, like I said the previous video, I really liked Fiona, my first impressions of her, and this episode just made me like her even more, especially with how fun this episode was. I wasn't expecting them to go into this underground tennis tournament that we have right here. Seems like it's gonna be a two-part story. Probably gonna have to wait until next week to see the conclusion, but it seems like it's really fun, and I really like the small pieces we see of realistic things, especially from Lloyd, his inner feelings, like a chip into that spy armor. So let's get into it and talk about it. Now, at the beginning, it's mostly seen through the eyes of Fiona. This episode, she keeps thinking more and more how Lloyd has changed, and apparently he has emotions now. But I don't think he really changed. I think he's more open about himself. Really, what Anya and Yor kind of did to him in a good way. Now, I don't know how good that is for a spy, and Fiona might have a point there, especially with even Lloyd saying that in the past that spies shouldn't really show emotions. But on the other side, I really like seeing more of the real Lloyd behind this spy armor. And we finally find out what exactly this secret mission we've been having to wait since last week. And they have Fiona. She wants to steal the title of wife from that woman, referring to Yor. But also at the same time, made me think of Yor quite a bit, even this one scene in the episode. Now, speaking of the secret mission, we see this rich business, probably mobster man over here, Kavi Campbell, and they have to steal a painting from him, which used to be owned by this information officer, Eric, and it's dubbed the Zachary's dossier, which has quite inflammatory information that could start a war, human experiments, prisoners of war, massacres. So a dossier that could lit up the world on fire, literally, to say the least. So they have to take it from this Campbell guy, but the security is very, very tight. Now, Fiona has a plan, and this plan, I was expecting, are they gonna do a heist episode, sort of say breaking in, trying to infiltrate there? In a way, they kind of do it, but I wasn't expecting this, and I was like, Prince of Tennis, move aside. And apparently, this Kevi guy has an underground tennis tournament that he likes to run and fix matches without rules and things like that, and they have to disguise both of them. And I really like their disguises. And of course, Fiona made their cover story as husband and wife, because of course she would, to participate in the Campbelldon, reference to Wimbledon, the actual tournament, but this is the underground version, because the winner gets to choose any item from the collection they want. And of course, when they win, which we all know they're gonna win, they're gonna choose the painting. Now I'm really curious if that painting is gonna worth it, all of this trouble, and it actually has something that leads to that Zachary's dossier there. And we're gonna have to see. But the tournament finally starts. Have the wife and husband. I really like their family name, Phony, as in fake phone. On the nose, but hey, I like it. They have to play against these old players that apparently retired, but they still kept up with tennis. My first impression of them was, why are Kane and Abel playing tennis over here? I was like, why didn't Kane kill Abel? They really looked so much like Kane and Abel. I just couldn't get it out of my head. Now, Lloyd, talking to Fiona, said he dabbled a bit in tennis. Apparently he practiced with Anya and Yor, and Anya again being really, really cute in the flashback. We also have Fiona wanting to show off to, of course, get to Lloyd, to make him notice her even more, since she's very much in love with him. Close to the obsession side more, if I'm being honest, but Lloyd also has to look out for her, because he got not a warning, some to take care of her. She's doing way too much, trying to get ahead way too much. But of course, nobody has any idea why Fiona is the way she is. They think she's just trying to get ahead in the career, stealing glory and things like that. But she's just chasing after Lloyd. Now, like I said, Lloyd dabbled, and we know how Lloyd dabbles into things. Now, those two, Cain and Abel, were very, very cocky, but like, you have no idea who you're up against, right? And instantly you have Lloyd over here with that monster served directly, winning completely over there. Fiona also these effects shots, returning counters, and they liked it. To say the least, that she went into the role would be an understatement. She even goes kind of wild there, got very mad that they spoke badly about Lloyd, and even at some point said she's gonna remember the names of everybody that said bad things about Lloyd. So yeah, she's very possessive, to say the least. So Cain and Abel are very quickly dealt with. Now we have the next opponents being the Boric brothers, and they turn into Hulk monstrosities because doping is allowed there. Basically no rules, you can even modify your rackets, and we're gonna get to that. So yeah, it's not your typical tennis tournament, to say the least, and those guys were looking like absolute monsters, roided out monsters. But thankfully you also see another flashback. This one was really cute. Anya in her tennis gear, still practicing with Yor. But what I liked this episode was Anya's, hey, give me my ball, in a cute way there, but Yor being lost in thought there, thinking about Lloyd and him spending more time with Fiona and her own insecurities. We know she has this complex about her not cooking, not doing more, which I really like Yor quite a lot about this, but a lot of misunderstandings also happen at the same time, and it really stuck with what Fiona said last episode when she couldn't really finish that thought that Lloyd talks about her at work, even though he doesn't. And like I said previous video, there's always that one comment, be it true or be it untrue, that somebody says and it sticks with you. It kind of your weakness there, you're thinking about that specific thing and somebody just makes a random comment about it that sticks with the same case with Yor. And Anya got very close to exposing herself, tries to comfort Yor, hey, it's gonna be okay, and Yor, gosh, you know what I'm thinking? You have no idea, Yor. But Anya saves herself, saying, no, don't. Papa is gonna win the prize. So she dodged the bullet. That I still wish we're gonna see the point where all of them are honest about who and what they are, and they're still gonna stick together as a family. Now, after this, we have the roided out brothers. They even ripped a fence there at some of the audience. That guy was talking shit, and yeah, don't talk shit with roided out monsters. And they even went to talk shit to Lloyd, saying, you smell like piss, change your diapers, have that girl change your diapers for you. And yeah, Fiona's like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I would be open to it. So she's willing to do anything for Lloyd, but of course, insults are still insults, so she's not gonna like that, to say the least. She got mad would be an understatement. She completely destroyed them, of course with Lloyd also, but she made it more physical. Beat them out basically with tennis ball. So they keep winning and winning until they reach the finals, but they're led to this room where they have to wait a bit to find the fight Campbell's son and daughter. But this is where we have some interesting moments between them, because Lloyd grabs her hand. Of course, she assumes something else completely, that Lloyd is gonna kiss her right then and there, but he was just worried, telling her, hey, slow down a bit, you're doing too much. And they actually show how much she's pushing to do this. Her hand was very wounded, to say the least, from the racket, how much power she was using there. But she was happy that Lloyd was holding her hand. Now, what I liked, like I said at the beginning of the video, we see more of the real Lloyd, and I really hope we're gonna get a flashback episode at some point about all of the major characters. But him telling her, I've seen many allies die for that exact same reason. Slow down a bit, take care of yourself, which is a very good point, not just in the spy business, just in general. Don't push yourself way too hard about anything. And I really appreciated that moment from Lloyd, and shows the burden he has, his past there. And again, I hope we're gonna get that flashback episode. But before they can continue that conversation, and she pulled her hand away, much to her dismay. She regretted that decision. But thankfully, thanks to that, they realized the room was being filled with gas to weaken them. Of course, they're gonna cheat. It's an underground tennis tournament, and they started talking Morse code, how to handle the situation there. And now we see Campbell betting a lot of money on his kids. Of course, he thought he was gonna win there. This is where we see this underground tournament modified rackets. The son had the rocket engine racket over there. The daughter had a whip extending range one. So yeah, it's not normal tennis, to say the least. But they finally lose a first game, as in Lloyd and Fiona. Of course, the gas was still affecting them. But after that, they started feeling a bit better. But now they're even using the arena against them, lowering these tiles on their foot, messing up with their footing, your core body. You can't really, even though you might be this really good athlete, if somebody messes with the ground, you lose your footing. It doesn't matter how good you are, it's gonna throw you off balance. Now, even Lloyd got annoyed at that part, saying, we're gonna do this, and Fiona really liked seeing Lloyd in that light a bit more, reminded her of the old Lloyd, to say the least. So yeah, she's very much in love. She likes everything about Lloyd, even when it's something that she doesn't like, but I like this because of that at the same time. So this was a pretty nice episode, but we're gonna have to wait until next one to find the conclusion. I really like it. I'm having a lot of fun with Fiona. I feel like she threw some more spice into the Spy Family formula, to say a bit. So I'm excited for next week. I'm really curious what you guys think about this episode, and let me know down in the comments below your opinion on Fiona, at least so far. What do you think about her obsession with Lloyd, and also with Yor? What do you think is going to happen with Yor? So as always, thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So keep an eye on Spy Family. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.